just texting his mom to tell him to come in. So I'm not an obnoxious student like some of you are. So that's why I'm here. I have an 11-year-old son, Aiden, and Aiden loves Tennessee. He loves all Tennessee has to offer to him. He loves the Aquarium of Chattanooga, that's represented by Representative Favors, and Gatlinburg. He loves the air shows in Smyrna, Lebanon, and Tullahoma. He loves seeing the Black Keys at Bridgestone Arena. He loves Mule Day in Columbia, riding in helicopters in the Smokies. He loves the Railroad Museum in Linville, Tennessee. He loves Marathon Motorworks, especially that water tower there for some reasons I don't fully understand. The WSM Tower in Brentwood. But Aiden suffers from a rare genetic condition that has caused seizures since he was 5 weeks old. His seizures are devastating, they're violent, myoclonic clusters that have worsened over time, and such that there are now continuous convulsions oftentimes, and many times he stopped breathing during these seizures. And these seizures have been unresponsive to 18 different medications. To even try some of these medications, we've had to sign waivers that said, if he goes blind from this medication, that's on us. The provider of the medicine is protected. And these medications also carry a very heavy psychological toll on him. And in fact, several of these medications he tried have the word rage associated with them. Keppra rage, Depakote rage, which is not a good thing to have associated with a medicine. And he's also not been helped by a surgery yet. He had a vagal nerve stimulator implanted that was send pulses to his vagal nerve, and it has been shown with some kids to help seizures, not with him. He's tried a special seizure diet. That didn't help either. And many nights, his seizures are so severe that we have to administer an emergency medication. He's coming in right now. We have to administer emergency medicine called Diastat just to get the seizures to stop. And what Diastat is essentially a concentrated Valium, which we've heard about before, and that is both addictive and requires increasing doses to be effective. Some nights the seizures are so bad, we've been told, smiling at him saying my name, we've been told that we should give him a double dose of this. So just massive amounts, 40 milligrams of Valium concentrated, given at night. And we're the ones having to make that call as he's having these horrific seizures in the middle of the night. And the seizures have cost Aiden dearly. He desperately wants to tell us much. He has much to say, but the seizures have taken his speech. He's proudly independent in spirit, but the seizures force him to rely on others for help much more than he would like. He's like any other 11-year-old boy. He loves to run and play sports, but the seizures give him severe ataxia and a significant tremor. All of it frequently forces him to retreat into his own world. And it also puts him at the very highest risk of sudden, unexpected death from epilepsy, SUDEP. And my wife, Jen, and I, who's also up there, wait every night with a monitor by the bed, just like you would have for an infant, waiting for the seizures to strike, knowing that they're coming, but unsure whether we'll be able to get them to stop every night. But there's hope, and there's hope in the form of this bill. Koozer-Kuhn would make cannabidiol, CBD, or other potentially helpful and non-psychoactive compounds available to Aiden. High CBD, high cannabidiol, low THC, which we're typically familiar with. So there's no high for Aiden. And if you're worried about him rolling and smoking a joint, he's not going to do it. It will be turned into an oil that can be put into a capsule and just added to his food just like any old medication. So no smoking for him. And there's a lot of supportive research that suggests research on adults and animals have consistently shown the anti-seizure properties of CBD, and is famously documented by Dr. Sanjay Gupta in a widely seen special. Charlotte Figi, a little girl out in Colorado, suffered up to 1,200 seizures a month, but now after taking this high CBD medicine, only suffers 1 or 2. Another boy who's very similar to Aiden in a lot of ways, and actually is even similar age, 10 years old, named Zakai Jackson, went from having upwards of 200 seizures per night to a year seizure-free on this medicine. Wow. A recent survey from Stanford University shows 70% of the kids treated with high CBD strains of cannabis experienced a 50% reduction in seizures. And these are kids for whom an additional medication would usually yield nothing. We've been told, well, we can try another medication. What are the chances of it working? Well, after you've gone through 18, It's asymptotically zero. It's almost zero. And these kids who have been helped by these high CBD strains of medical cannabis have increased alertness, development, better mood, and it's really remarkable. But obviously, there are concerns that remain from some. The representatives are working hard, trying to get other people to sponsor this bill, and they're probably getting a lot of things like, well, we're with you, but it's an election year, right? It's an election year. No one is going to touch this in an election year. Well, I would argue that it's poor electoral strategy to let a child like Aiden suffer one night more, to have the chance of dying, where his parents are sitting up just worried sick every night about it. That's not an electorally sound strategy. More importantly, the electoral argument relies on the myth that this bill is really for Cheech and Chong. It's not for Cheech and Chong. Most certainly isn't. It's for the memory of Jeannie Kuhn fighting her cancer. It's for Buddy Burris and Janice's MS. It's for Jacqueline Patterson battling CP, who we're going to hear from in a minute. This bill is for Piper Koozer and Millie Madison so they can quell their seizures and come back home. This bill is for stopping the seizures of Ryan Gilbert, Corbin Wright, and Wally Peterson. And it's most certainly for Aiden Bogus. This bill is This bill isn't about abstractions and our fears of what could happen, but about helping those in the greatest need of help during their most desperate hour. And looking at this crowd in all its diversity, this issue is not an electoral loser. We're eager to back those who back us. The majority of Tennesseans, after hearing specific stories about real people, will support this bill. We need to prove that to the legislators. That's on us. Lastly, some people have said publicly that we're not Colorado. Well, we're not trying to be. What this bill embodies is Tennessee values. Tennessee values say we prize family and attract the best from around the nation because of opportunities, community, and quality of life. That's why my family came here. Not to force families to leave when they need us the most. Tennessee values say we give people tools to help themselves, not force them into endless, ineffectual, and costly treatments that make us all worse off. Tennessee values say we take the steps to solve tough problems together, not shy away because we fear the worst. So let's make clear that this bill is pure Tennessee values, that this bill will help people and save lives across the state, and this bill is what people want. Let's pass the Koozer-Kuhn.